And now, episode 2 of COVID Confidential.
After talking to Kathleen, I couldn't sleep, so I drove out to Santa Monica to watch the sunrise over the Pacific Ocean. I now know I need to chase this drug lead. I feel compelled. I know that a few of my sources would already be at the offices of the Los Angeles Examiner, in particular one of the crime beat reporters and a gossip columnist, so I headed east along Venice into downtown LA. Folks like them tend to come in handy when trying to keep up on what's going down in the city. Getting information from these two is almost scripted. They'd play coy, then insist that there was no way they could divulge their information, and then relent once I had sufficiently satisfied them of my good intentions. The fact that dinner was always on me didn't hurt either. The Spanish Renaissance-style building of the Examiner always felt inviting to come into, but regrettably, when I made my way over here, I never had time to pay attention to the architecture, and this time was no different. First up, I need to know about what's the deal with this new drug going around, which means I need to head over to see Tony. Hey, Tony, it's me. What did I tell you about coming into work so early?
Henry, nice to see you as always. Things are pretty hectic at the moment, so I'm thinking I'll be having quite a few early mornings and late nights coming up.
Tony, you're a crime reporter. In LA, things are always hectic.
I know, but it makes for a good reason for why I'm pretty much always here whenever anyone asks. Let me just finish up this piece and we'll get out of here.
The beat reporter, Antonio Roriki, made his way into journalism the hard way. A promising criminal justice student that had to drop out of college because his mother got ill, Tony began doing freelance work, putting up on crime scenes until he made a bit of a name for himself for his relentless pursuit of any and every lead, oftentimes finding something of use before even the police had done so. He's been working the street beat at the Examiner for a few years now, and what he lacks in formal training, he makes up for in tenacity and dedication. Or, as Kathleen puts it, a lollipop and some tasty patina.
I'm going to go out on a limb here. You're here because you need some information for a case, and not just because you want to wax nostalgic about the last time we went out to dinner together. Remember? You ended up ranting about City Hall so loudly that the waiter told you to stop scaring the women and kids.
We really should stop meeting in family-friendly places. What I'm actually here for are leads, any thread I can grab a hold of. I'm hearing some news about a new drug in town that's got the county morgue working a bit harder than they'd like to.
New drug. New drug. You know, we have drug overdoses all the time, Henry. It could be a few things.
Tony, I've been burning the midnight oil. Cut a friend some slack and get to the chase. Truth is, this isn't even for a case I'm contracted on. Let's just say it's to satiate my own curiosity.
Oh, Lord. Your own curiosity has gotten you up the creek without a paddle more than a few times before. Fine. I can tell by how crumpled up your suit is and how red your eyes are that you've either been on an all-night boozer, which doesn't sound like you in the slightest, or you're simply exhausted. I'd hate to see what condition you'd be in without your girl Friday. The drug that you're talking about, it goes by the name C. No one knows anything about it yet, or how it got into the city, but it seems it's spreading at breakneck speed. Just a week ago, we had only a handful of overdoses from it. No more than 5 or 6 that I've tracked down so far. But now we're seeing more than 60 a day, and it only looks like it's going to keep spreading. And the junkies, Henry? It's strange. They all end up almost catatonic, completely blank stares and muttering gibberish under their breaths. And their lips start to turn dark blue. We've had more than a few deaths already, too.
I'm sure City Hall is getting a bit nervous with the Olympic bid selection coming up soon.
You're telling me they send guys down every day for damage control. Press officers giving statements to the other journals with completely false information. They've even tried intimidating me into holding off publishing anything on this, saying that figures are preliminary, and that releasing them would be premature and unethical on my part, and telling me that I should wait for the city to make its official statements on the matter. Can you believe it? Releasing my own information that I've dug up without any assistance from the city is unethical, and they want me to not do any actual reporting until they have time to sweep whatever is going on under the rug?
Wow, sounds like this could be a lot bigger than I even thought. What's your plan going forward? Is your job in any danger if you keep following this story?
Not really. The city is completely bungling their investigation, and a lot of what they are finding out is because of my reporting. As long as I stick to the facts, they can complain all they want, but they need me to keep looking at this case, so I should be fine. My plan? Well, I would really like to be able to find out how the drug got into the city, but I frankly don't have the resources for that kind of investigation here. So I'm likely just going to keep reporting how many fresh stiffs are popping up from C overdoses, until I just stumble across something big. You'll keep me filled in on anything you find, right?
Sure thing. And I owe you. Anything else I should know?
Oh yes, near a lot of the overdose victims. They've been finding crinkled up candy or lozenge wrappers with a C insignia written on them. No one knows where these are coming from either, whether the drug itself is wrapped like that or something else, but just something that's been observed.
Thanks, Tony. You've been more than helpful. Catch up with you soon. A new drug in town. Strange overdoses, and City Hall losing their cool. Something big is up. And if anyone can give me anything beyond what Tony already gave me, it would be Olivia. The gossip columnist, Olivia McCallan, is an old flame of mine. Despite her work in gossip and her preternatural ability to seemingly know every detail about every person in LA and beyond, little was known about her background. Some rumors had it that she came from a wealthy family and used her connections to set her up at the paper and to keep tabs on all the names in the city, while other rumors said that she had been a successful lawyer back home before wanting to try her hand at journalism in the bright lights of LA. Whatever the case, anytime something happened in town, she was the first to know.
Well, if it isn't my favorite boudoir gumshoe. Hopefully you're here to see me.
Hello, Olivia. I don't see you nearly enough. With you working all day and me all night. Am I really still your favorite?
No need to fish for compliments, Henry. You know it's simply our work schedules. Now, you didn't come down here to remind me of that sad fact.
Trust me, I'm as disappointed as you. But you're right. I need to ask you about some tea brewing in the city.
Let me guess. You're here to talk about C. Don't even bother asking how I knew that. You know I can read you like a dime store book. Do you have anything you'd like to give in return?
Sorry, Olivia, I haven't gotten any cases with big-name people recently, so there's not much dirt I can spill to you. How about I make you a home-cooked dinner one of these days? Not at one of those cheap restaurants I usually take you out to.
Sounds fair enough, considering I don't have much more than you likely already know. Here's what I can tell you. About 2 weeks ago, some of the rich kids in the city first started to get their hands on it. When I dug into it, all I could find out was that someone from out of town came in on the train just before the drug hit the streets and has been seen in the areas where most of the overdoses have occurred. No one knows who it is, where he's from, where he's staying, or really anything at all about him. All I know is that the first cases we saw were in the high-end party scene, and my sources at those sorts of places all say that there was a shady man that no one knew hanging around the outskirts of the party and talking privately with a few of the partygoers here or there. I'm sorry I can't give you any more than that. That's all I have.
No need to be sorry whatsoever. You've helped out tremendously. I'll be sure to keep you apprised of the situation as I learn more, okay?
I would appreciate that. And by the way, I hope you know that you're going to be making me sushi, and I'll be looking forward to it.
I'm glad that I decided to look into this. It sounds like we're sitting on a powder keg ready to go off, and as much as I'd like to tell myself that this is all for altruistic reasons, I know that if I'm able to come up with something big here, I could make my mark and get a reputation that will keep my small office for the rest of my life. Regardless of the motivation, though, we've got people dying and a shady mystery man. This is the case I've been waiting for my entire career. Little do I know that things are going to get worse. Much, much worse.